everybody. This is David with Awesome Autographs and More. Today we're going to start here with episode number 2. Today we're going to get into the very large backlog of TTMs and private signings and a few other little things scattered in between here and there. So let's get started. I thought before we start, I'd give you a little bit of background of me and my collecting with cards and autographs. So I started collecting cards back in the mid to late 1980s. I want to say 1987 tops was probably the first packs and boxes of cards I bought, and kind of blew up from there, just like the card collecting industry did. And then I stopped buying a lot of cards, probably somewhere around the mid to late 90s. And ever since then, I've just been buying a few scattered packs here and there just to kind of keep tabs on what the cards are looking like and how they progressed. I'd go back to those old cards any day. And it gives me a little bit more of an opportunity to kind of keep up on who some of the more current players are, because I don't seem to get to watch the games on TV as much as I'd like to, or get to them in person anymore. So anyways, that's where that started. The autographs kind of came out of the card collecting, although I was not necessarily getting cards autographed initially. I think I got my first autograph at a show in the Los Angeles area in 1991. And it was a Yogi Berra autographed baseball. And I think, to kind of date myself, I honestly think I paid $20 for him to sign that ball. And that was a lot of money at the time. Nowadays, things are a little bit different. But anyways, and it's just kind of blossomed from there. I've been collecting autographs ever since 1991. My first national was also the big one in Anaheim in 1991. I did not get any autographs at that show. Kicking myself now because, like, every massive Hall of Famer that ever existed was at that show. But anyways, that was then. And I've been collecting autographs ever since. I started doing TTMs in 2019. Not sure why, other than the fact that I kind of looked at this massive collection of cardboard that I have and decided, gee, it'd be cool to see how much of that we could actually get autographed. Keep in mind that I've got probably somewhere between 500,000 and 1 million cards stored in boxes everywhere in the house. So the realistic goal of getting them all or getting a lot of them signed is probably pretty slim, but we'll see where that goes. Anyways, so that gives you a little bit of background on how I kind of got into the hobby. And now I go to shows when I have the chance. I do TTMs, do some private signings here and there. As you will see, I've actually got, there's probably at least a dozen or maybe a few more than that here waiting for us to take a look at them. Not all today, though, I promise. Not all in this video. I've broken down this backlog of TTMs and private signings into videos that I hope will stay within the 10 to 12 minute range. This one I think is going to be a little longer just because I'm babbling. Anyways, let's get started. First one is a private signing. Got to have some rattling here. These envelopes are a little bit big. You'll also see that I use a lot of different envelopes and packaging because I've been trying different things to see how I best like the results coming in, and that and different envelopes have different costs to them as well. Okay, first player. Private signing, this is Mark Carrier, safety for the Bears primarily, and also played with the Lions and the Redskins. And I've just got a bunch of his cards here signed. So we'll go through those fairly quickly. Let's see if I can get these. Let me start here. Get these to the point where you could actually see them. I think they're all different too. I don't think I got any duplicates signed, which is nice. It's just happened to be one of those players where I got a ton of his cards because it was the time frame when I was collecting. And that's that. Let's see, I don't know if they're all going to sit on there. Oh, they do. Cool. Okay. That, as I said before, was a private signing. Let me get the envelopes out of the way here. I also have these all prepared kind of for storage once we're done, so I'm ready and rearing to go on those as well. Okay, second is also another private signing. This is Dana Williams. He was a fairly well-touted prospect in his day. He was drafted in 1981 by the Reds, 1982 by the Tigers, but he never played in the majors until he was in the Red Sox organization and actually played for the Boston Red Sox in 1989. He played 8 games and had 5 at-bats. One of the longer baseball careers for sure. Anyways, I just happen to have a few of his cards in my collection, so off they went when I saw the private signing. Okay, that's the end of private signings. The rest of these are now TTMs. I've got about 7 or 8 of them here. First one, and for some reason, the early days of the year, I seem to be getting a lot of hockey back more than anything else. I guess it was just a matter of timing and when different things went out towards the end of last year. But anyways, first in line is Troy Loney, or Lonnie. I'm not sure how that's pronounced. Loney, I think. Played for the Penguins, the Ducks, the Islanders, and the Rangers. And he played from the 83-84 season up to the 94-95 season. Got 2 of 2, and they came back within 36 days. Troy Loney. Again, you will notice a trend here that the vast majority of my cards are going to be 80s and 90s. Okay, next. Here is another hockey. This is Derek King, who played from the 1986-87 season to the 1999-2000 season. He played for the Islanders for most of his career, and then the Hartford Whalers, Toronto, and the St. Louis Blues. Got 2 of 2. And these came back in 29 days. I do tend to use these autographed cards, which are really pretty awesome. I'll leave the link in the description of the video in case anybody's interested in checking them out. They create a ton of product that's all, they're all designed specifically for autographs in different areas. So you got obviously the major 4 sports. You've got pretty much every other sport, except for a couple I wish they have. I've been pushing the guy that does their public, I guess, sales to come up with a few others, and I keep getting nods. So I don't know if that means I'll get them someday or not, but anyways, they're a pretty good card, and I use them pretty frequently. If I find that I only have one card for a player, I'll send one of those as well. It doesn't seem that they mind signing them generally. I almost always get them back. I've had a few people in the past sign the back of the card, which you could see has a place for who the signer is. You could put their team name, date they signed it if you happen to get it in person, or other notes that are just applicable to that particular signature. But I do recommend them. They're not what I would consider inexpensive, but they're not horrible. For example, each pack is, I think, $10, and you get 20 or 25 cards per pack. I actually own at least one pack of every card they have, and I've used them. There's very few that I have not used yet. You can see in the background here, I have one of their golf cards in my display. Light is just not working today. Oh, well. Let's try that. But anyway, so I've used them pretty much. I've got a couple, used them for some Hollywood things. I use them all the time for the sports, especially when I don't have whoops, sorry, wasn't my trying to do too many things here. Anyways, on to the next one. Dave Babbage. This is an interesting one. This one definitely traveled a bit. I do and was always a big fan of the Hartford Whalers. So you'll see a lot of the hockey ones that I get signed will be players who played for the Hartford Whalers. And this happens to be one example. And here we received 2 of 2 in 1,157 days. Yep, I was actually living in Wisconsin when this was sent out, and these arrived to me here in Georgia. Let's see, these were mailed out in mid-2019 sometime, I think, mid to late 2019, and I just received them in January of this year. They went through mail forwarding, which had already expired, so theoretically they should not have come. But anyways, they made it. I'm glad they did. They're really nice signatures and a couple of great Hartford Whalers cards for the collection. Okay, and on to the next one. Oh yes, I'm definitely going over on my videos. This time. Because I've got, I think, 4 more after this. Anyways, here we have Mr. Ryan Newman, NASCAR driver. He drove with NASCAR in their various series from 2000 to at least 2021. I received 3 of 3, obviously, and 27 days. Next one is a 2 of 2 in 31 days from Mr. Wilbur Wood. Nice fine Sharpie, which he did personalize, which I think he does as a matter of practice all the time. As far as I can tell, everything I've seen on YouTube where he's gotten them back, they've all pretty much been personalized. So it's 2 of 2. This is one of my primary baseball card sets to get signed, as much as I can anyways. Those of you that are familiar with the action-packed baseball set, it's filled, I want to say it's about 170 cards, and at least half of them are stars of baseball from the early 1900s, all of whom were deceased long before the set was ever created. But there is about half the set of where the players are still living. And so I am trying to finish that set off with autographs. That's one of those sets that I've been kind of getting those cards signed for quite a while. So I actually have about half the set autographed. I think I have maybe 15 to 20 more cards to get it completed. So working on that right now. You'll see a number of these action pack come in. Next is Bill Allman. Oops, and again, you can see I've used the autograph card here. He played with Major League Baseball from 1974 to 1988 with several teams. Most of his years were with the Padres. He played for them for 6 years, and then managed to play for the Expos, the Mets, the White Sox, Oakland A's, Pittsburgh, and Philadelphia. Received 2 of 2 on this TTM, and in 13 days they were returned, which is pretty nice. That's a pretty good time for return. Next, we have a 3 of 3 return. And this one took 175 days by Major League pitcher Greg Caderet. Not real good with names. So anyways, he played from 1987 to 1988. Played for, I think, 8 different teams. These are just, I'm going to have to play with the light in here. We're having dreary weather today, so the light in my room here is not as good as it could otherwise be. But anyways, Greg played for the A's, the Yankees, the Reds, the Royals, Blue Jays, the Tigers, the Angels, and the Rangers. That one's a good one, even though it is the Yankees. Sorry, I'm not a Yankees fan. I don't make any bones about it. My least favorite team, although they've had a lot of players over the years that I've liked. Before I get to the last TTM, I have one other thing I'm going to show. I have generally, like I say, buy a lot of packs here and there, just scattered. But about 4 months ago, I decided I was going to collect the 22 score football set and use it as my target football set for autographs, because it actually has a pretty good combination of a lot of current players, but it does have some of the historical Hall of Famers in there as well, from, really big names like, Brett Favre and John Elway, et cetera, to some of the other bigger names that may be a little bit more accessible. People like, say, from the Jets, Mark Gastineau, et cetera. So I just kind of liked it, and I liked the design of the card. They look pretty good from an autographs perspective. I have not gotten one autographed yet, though. So we'll see how that works out. But anyways, I found a couple of packs in the back of my car that I apparently forgot I had bought and managed to pull an autographed card out of it. So this is, oh God, Dameon Pierce. I have not really had a chance to look up who he is and whether he's done anything of any substance. But just thought I'd show that off as a rare occurrence for me in terms of getting people in pulling cards in packs. I mean, obviously, if I buy boxes or packs where it says 1 autograph per pack, I get them, but it's pretty rare, very rare, in fact, that I will get a random autograph. I think that's maybe the second one in my entire life. Anyways, on to the last TTM, which was 4 for 4 and received in 13 days. There is a fee for his through the mail, and Mr. Bill Mazeroski did this primarily for my Action Pack set. Actually had 2 of his cards from Action Pack, so I got them both signed. My target with that set and any Action Pack, actually, I'm getting all of my Action Packs autographed if possible. And then we had this Upper Deck card. Very nice. His autograph just seems to pop no matter what the card is. He just does a very, very good job of autographing cards. And that'll be it for the day. This is going to be a little bit longer video than I planned, but a little bit extra here. Anyways, number 2 in the books. Thank you all for spending the time watching the video, putting up with my babbling today. And please, if you get a chance, push the like button down below there. And subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more of the same. I promise the rest of the videos will be shorter. I think I promise it anyways. Anyways, that's it for today. Talk to you later. Bye.